I will explain you how a simple SEO system for content optimization can look like. And we are going to cover the content analysis, a technical audit, but also the analysis of every single page from your website so that you know exactly which pages need your attention and also which pages are in a healthy state. And first of all, let's have a look into the output. So what is actually produced by the different workflows. And as you can see, we have here a simple Google spreadsheet with URLs and also a sheet for the configuration. And for the properties, we have the domain, URL, performance category, but also content that is directly coming from the specific page. So we have the H1 meta description, a separated workflow where we have an AI agent that takes care of analyzing the content so that we can figure out what might be the focus keyword, but also secondary keywords. And another important part are these two columns here. So we have the target country and also host language. And as you can see, it's not written out completely like the language because this system includes a specific workflow that is able to directly set here the different API parameters for SERP API, which means that these two values here are passed to another workflow where we fetch data from the SERP results from Google, and these parameters define the country and also the language. Apart from that, we have also another column, which is the language. So this one is used to specify the content. So kind of another variable that is passed to the agent so that they know exactly in which language is the content written so that they can also optimize it better. Then we have metadata, like the last time the content got analyzed, including a checkbox. So let's say I'm not satisfied with the analysis from this row here, then I could simply add here a checkbox and then the system knows, okay, I want to analyze this URL again. And of course, on the right side, we have also data that is directly coming from data for SEO or the technical audit. So we have the status code. So let's say we have here 404, which means you should tackle that first. We have an on-page score, page speed checks, data for internal and also external links, and a few selected checks that are directly pulled from the response that is coming from data for SEO, so like missing alt text, is duplicate title, and so forth. But in case you want to analyze something else, you could simply add it here as well. Before we have a look into this workflow and also into the sub-workflows, let me show you a simple diagram so that you have a rough idea how it's working. And the diagram goes from the left to the right, where we have here a manual trigger, but also a schedule trigger. And then it's divided into 4 different modules. So discovery, analysis, health, and performance, which means that the entry point is the discovery workflow. So this workflow takes care of scraping every single page that is listed in your sitemap. After that, we have the domain and also the URL, which means we are able to pull data from the page, which is done in the analysis. Then we have some module that takes care of using the API from data for SEO to get the status code and so forth. And another module, which is a performance module. So it's connected directly to the data that is coming from your Google Search Console. So on the background, it's using BigQuery based on the bulk data export, which allows the workflow to categorize the performance of every single page based on real data. And all of these workflows are writing into a single table where we have the properties that we also saw before, like the domain, URL, H1, the technical checks. And from this point, the interesting part can start, which could be, for instance, the optimization of pages. But you could also take this data from here and start to generate new content based on the existing data. And there are also other use cases, for instance, like internal linking, which could be also done based on the data that is saved in the spreadsheet. And in this tutorial, I will show you how it can look like if you use this content that is produced by these 3 modules in order to generate SEO reports that you can then use for optimizing your content for any page. But before we have a look into the workflow, let me first delete everything that is in this table here, and then I will execute the workflow so that we are able to check for every single execution the data. So it's now empty. And then I can go into the entry point, which is the discovery module. And in this case, I can trigger it manually, but of course there's also a schedule trigger. So I will run it now. The execution was successful. And now we can see that we have here in the spreadsheet all the data that we had actually before, except that it's more accurate because we also executed the workflow that takes care of categorizing the performance for every single page. And we can also see in the column last time analyzed that it was a few minutes ago. And now let's have a look into the workflow and how it actually works. As you can see, this workflow here on the top is the entry point. And the first thing that happens is that it's either triggered by a schedule or when you run it manually. And after that, we fetch important data that is required for executing also the sub workflows. Because if we don't know the domain or also the sitemaps, then we wouldn't be able to scrape the content. And the same also for the big query table name. In case this data is not passed, then it wouldn't be possible to analyze the performance. But the good news are that it's quite simple to add the data here. So we have the properties domain, sitemap, site URL, the table name from the big query table, so where the bulk export data is exported to, last time updated, so this one gets filled by the workflow itself. And we have also a variable where we can configure the time range you want to use when you're comparing the performance over 2 different periods. Now in this case, it's 28 days, which means that the categorization for the performance category is based on the last 28 days, and then this performance gets compared to the 28 days prior to that. And in case you want to use this workflow for multiple websites, then you could simply add here another row with the required metadata, and then the workflow takes care of looping over every domain that is listed in this sheet. The first step that is done within the loop, so where we loop over every domain, is to scrape the content from the sitemap. So if we have a look into the execution, then we can see that we have here in the entry point, the sitemap from my website. Then we have a simple HTTP node so that we get the content from this page. Since this sitemap is XML, we pass the content, get all the different sitemaps. So in my case, I have 2 different sitemaps, one for the pages and also one for products. That means in case you have more sitemaps, like for other custom post types, then these would be also included here. And after that, there's another loop which will loop over every sitemap, and then it will crawl every URL that is listed there. But it does it in an incremental way. So we have here a code node that takes care of checking the last modified date, which means if the value from this key here, so last modified, is older than the value that has been added here, then it's considered as something that already exists, which means this page will be excluded and nothing will change here. But let's say you updated the content or you added a new page to your website, then the workflow takes care of adding a new row or setting here the checkbox to analyze, so that if you change something, then in the next steps, the other workflow can also take care of the analysis because the content has been changed. Once this workflow is done, then we have in the sheet these 2 columns filled, so the domain and also URL, which is one of the most important points because the URL is used for scraping the content and also passing this content then to an AI agent that takes care of the analysis, but also for the technical audit. And to make that a little bit more clear, let me show you what I mean. As an example, if we go back to the first execution, which is here, then we can see that we added data to the run history, so the domain and also the last time updated. And after that, we executed the content analysis, technical audit, and also the workflow for the categorization of the performance. And if we have a look into the sub workflow here, then we can see that this workflow was triggered by this entry point here, and we passed in this case all the data, because at the end of the day, it's not important to pass here any data. The only thing we want to do is to execute the workflow, because in the next step, we get all the URLs and then we loop over every URL. And within the loop, there's another workflow where we call an agent that looks like this. So here we do have an example. We have the URL and also the domain. So in this case, it was automated mailing list analysis. And the first thing that happens is that we use Firecrawl to get the content from the page, such as the meta description, but also data that is important to figuring out what might be the target country. So here we have also like the language key and also the country key, which is also one of the reasons why this categorization here is quite accurate, because it takes data that is coming from Firecrawl, which means the large language model does not have to guess it. And then there's a single agent where we have as a main model GPT-41 Mini, because it's really cheap. And in order to have reliable output, we have also a structured output parser, so that we have always the focus keyword, secondary keywords, target country, host language, and also the language itself as a key. And this part is really important because otherwise it would not be possible to take the data directly from the AI agent and then save it into the spreadsheet here. Because as you can see, we have also here the focus keyword, secondary keywords, and that is actually the content that is also saved here. And this process then happens for every single page. And once the content analysis is done, then we do the technical audit, which is super easy because it's just using the API from data for SEO. And here you can see a really similar structure. So we have different triggers, which allows us to execute the workflow manually, or in case you prefer to do it once a week or once a month, then it would be also possible to set here the schedule trigger, or you can also use it as a sub workflow from any other workflow. But it would be also possible to use the complete workflow as a tool in an AI agent. And the logic is really similar. We get all the URLs that are in the spreadsheet, and then we loop over every page. So we have here on the left side the URL that is passed to the HTTP node. And for getting the data for the technical audit, we are using the endpoint instant pages. The only thing we pass is the URL itself. And as a response, we get a lot of different properties that can be used for analyzing the content. So in case it's a technical audit, then we have the status code. But if we scroll down, then we have also internal links, external links, information about the content itself. And if we scroll a little bit more down, then we have also the page timing, which is important for the page speed. Kind of similar if you would use a page speed insights API from Google. And at the bottom, we have a lot of different checks. If there's a redirect, if you're using the HTTPS protocol, adding here more properties, that would be quite easy since you just need to add the column here, which means you would just need to add here another column. And getting the data is really easy because it's already available in this node here. And once the workflow is done with the technical audit, then it will continue with the analysis of the page performance, which looks like this. Again, we have different triggers, so I don't need to explain that again. And the most important part is within this big query node here. So we execute a custom SQL query that also takes a percentile as a baseline, which means it's not hard coded and works only for websites where you have a lot of traffic or where you have low traffic. Because in this query, there's a logic that it takes the performance of this specific page and then calculates the thresholds that are used for categorizing the content into top performer, improve click-through rate, improve visibility, stable, declining visibility, and so forth. And now we talked a lot about the sub-workflows and how the data gets from the single workflows into the specific spreadsheet here. But I also mentioned at the beginning that we have the part of the content optimization. And with this simple spreadsheet, it's now really easy to optimize content because we know already if the technical part is done correctly. So if everything looks good here, then the next step would be to check the performance category. And here we can already see that this specific URL is categorized as declining visibility, which means for me, I can simply add here the checkbox, and then I can also set a date range. So the time range I want to use for analyzing the historical performance. As an example, let's go back to end of September. And for the due date, let's take today. And in this example, I picked a specific workflow, which is the AI-based content optimization V2. So this workflow is only responsible for following the specific sub-workflow that takes care of the analysis and also optimization. And as an example, this one can be triggered manually, but it would be also possible to add here a Google Sheets trigger, which will have an eye on the optimized column. And if you change something, then it will run the workflow. And another option would be also to add here a webhook, which would allow you to extend this list by a button or, for instance, a URL, and then you would click on it, and then you would be able to run the optimization based on a click. I will do it now from the manual trigger. So as soon as I click on it, then we get only a single item because we have only here checked the checkbox. After that, it will call the workflow that is able to analyze the content, but also to optimize specific parts such as the titles, meta descriptions, frequently asked questions. And in my opinion, the most important part, which is rewriting the content by using keywords that were extracted from the data from the Google Search Console, so that any recommendation is not only based on the context that we have in this sheet, but also data from the Google Search Console, which eventually increase the chance for ranking keywords that you're already ranking for. So the workflow is finished, which means I can also show you an example. And as you can see here, we have the query focus keyword, the dates that we also added to the Google spreadsheet, the country key, and this data is then used for crawling the SERP results, including AI overviews, crawling the content from the page itself, getting data directly from the Google Search Console so that we also have the keywords which I mentioned before. And then we have here the simple chain of LLM calls in order to optimize the content. And all of these recommendations are then finally saved as an HTML file, which looks like this. So we have a quick analysis summary with the keyword opportunities. So these keywords are extracted from the Google Search Console, identified gaps, and then a recommendation for the top 3 titles. So I could simply go to the page, click on copy, and then paste it. The same for the meta description analysis and also for the on-page content updates so that I know that I need to replace this paragraph with this one, including a reason why you should use the optimized paragraph, which is here on the right side, and also at the bottom, questions that could be used for an FAQ part, where we have already the question, including the answer. And as a final check, let's have a look into the spreadsheet, because here we can see that the checkbox for the optimized column has been removed in order to make sure that the next time this workflow runs, that it does not optimize something that has been optimized before. And that's it regarding the content optimization system. And now we are already at the end of the video. So in case you're interested in these specific workflows, all of them are available within my community. So feel free to check that out. And in case you do have any questions, feel free to add them to the comments, and we hear each other in the next video.